solution. So it's my first time coming here, the US Soccer Coach Conference. It's a really nice event. A lot of great providers attracting your attentions. And I know all of you are very busy, but if you allow me to spend your just 5 minutes, then I'm gonna introduce what's gonna like 5 major problems that I witnessed in this market, and then how we can deliver, how we can solve the problems, those 5 problems without technology and solutions. So the first problem is, if you agree any of these problems that you have, so first of all, please give us attention just for the 5 minutes. The first problem is you're manually capturing the video, or you have to wait for such a long hour for the video to be ready. And always for us, time is the money. We have to make a video ready right away. But otherwise, if you have to manually hire someone to keep capturing the video, or somehow wait for even 24 hours to make the video ready, our life is precious. We can't sustain like this long hours. This is the first problem that I witnessed in this market. The second problem, you're struggling with a lot of unorganized video file on your laptop. It consumes your video storage quite a lot, and it has to be somehow organized and shared within your team. So this is the second problem that we witnessed, and we have a solution for it. Third problem, spending a huge amount of the time watching the full-length 90-minute videos every week, repeating the same job. Again, our life is precious. We can't just watch all the time, all the video, and do the same job. We have a great solution to save your time and make all the work process efficient. Fourth problem, communicating with your players or your parents through WhatsApp. And all of us are using WhatsApp. If you're communicating with your parents and players WhatsApp and sharing the video through the WhatsApp, then you have to explain everything. Okay guys, look at 10 seconds, 30 seconds, there's something happened, so please check it out. And then afterwards, the guys have replied, and then the videos are gone up. Then it's really difficult to track what was the conversation was done 1 week ago, 2 weeks ago. We have a great solution for this, so it's the fourth problem. The last problem is that you're so tired of managing uncomfortable wearable devices. So yes, wearable device is good. It tracks your physical data. But if there is a way that the camera can measure every physical data without any hardware devices, that would be the better solution. It doesn't bother any of your players. You don't need to always charge distributed hardware devices and take it back and upload the data. You don't need to do this hassle. So these are 5 problems. If you agree any of these problems, please stay in. I'm just gonna take your 5 minutes. So the first problem, how we can help you not to manually capture the video with your own camcorder, or you have to spend your time, wait for such a long hour to wait to the video. So here we unveil our the new camera system. I think it's probably the first thing in the world that we unveil the live portable panoramic camera. So here I'm bringing this camera. You can see this. So we can put this camera, the screw, on top of the tripod and bring it up. There is our booth over there. If you turn around, then the camera is up and running. So we are not lying. We are really showing the real demo over there. So how it works? This is our video technology. Inside of the camera, there are 3 camera lenses, and each camera lens captures its part. So we cover the entire the soccer pitch. And then on top of this, after producing this panoramic video, we run the AI solution. So we recognize where the play is ongoing, and we crop this area and present this on our 3D player. In our 3D player, if you leave it, then it will automatically follow the scene, or you can pan the view left and right, or you can zoom in or zoom out. You can literally be your cameraman. So you don't need to do any hassle. Imagine that you're using iPad in real time, you can have this video. So again, this is in real time. It's just gonna be like 5 seconds a day. You can experience over there. Now we are live broadcasting this event at the moment over there on the booth. So you can test it there. You can say hello, and then 4 or 5 seconds after, you can check. You can find out yourself saying hello there. Yeah, this is what I took video last time, so yesterday. So there's an evidence that it's really up and running. So the second problem, how we can help you organize this kind of video. Okay, it's great, now I have a video, then how it can be organized. So here we introduce our cloud-based platform. So basically you can upload all the video that you have into our software, into our cloud platform, and then you can organize it based on the schedule. It's a match or it's a training, doesn't matter. So upload all the videos here, and then right away, all the players or your parents or whoever can have an access to see this video. So look at this is how it's organized. And then afterwards, it's shared with a lot of stakeholders But you have a control, you have a permission control, so you can allow somebody in or you can block somebody else if you want to have a control. And then this video is accessible in mobile phone, tablet, Android, iOS, wherever. We provide unlimited access to every player account. And then on top of this, on the mobile app, we provide some great function, some great utility, where you can cut the video or do the screen recording. So that's how you can take the video clip and then save it in the library, so you can repeat the video playing over time afterwards. And the third problem is, okay, you have to spend so much time for watching the entire 90-minute video. You have to review 90-minute video every week. But instead of taking your time, we already break down the 90-minute video. We provide the event data. So already we categorize, okay, this is shot moment, this is pass moment. And it's not only just a pass moment, we also can categorize, this is 4 pass, this is happening in 34 minutes on a match time, or it happens in the specific zone on the pitch. And then once these kind of things are broken down, then all the corresponding video clips are available along with data. So when you see that, okay, this player made an 80% pass success rate, you click it and you can see all the pass clips right away on our platform. So that's how we can save your time tremendously. And the fourth one is how you're going to communicate within our platform with your players or parents. So this is our editor, and then you can load your video on it. Then you can easily click. I just literally cut one video, and then you can draw something on it. Okay, here's a space, and you should use this space. And then now I made one video clip, I share it with my player, and then my player can see the video clip right away, and he will leave a comment as a feedback. Okay, I checked this coach, thank you very much. The last one is, okay, how can we help you to collect the physical data and a lot of different data without any wearable devices? So we are providing kind of like an optical tracking AI solution that we developed by ourselves. So with this, after the game, we calculate all the distance, speed, sprints, wherever, and all these physical data are connected with the video clips. So you can see, okay, this player made 27 sprints on this game, but what is the exact context of this sprint? You can click it out and you can find out, okay, this sprint was efficient, this sprint was not necessary. So you can figure it out and you can give a better feedback to the players. And also, here we provide several different interactive visual tools, so you can highlight a specific player, or you can connect the player and show the distance between the players, like this, or you can show the space between the players. So these kind of things, you don't need to have any other, like a data scientist skill, whatever. It's very intuitive. Even someone who's very new to this technology are able to use this technology. So at the end, we have all-in-one platform. So right now, we provide both video, data, and platform, the three things in the same platform all put together. Previously, you have to be able to find out, okay, I've got the video from this provider, I've got the data from this provider, and at the end, I need to make my own workflow. I need to integrate all different providers by myself and have to get used to it. It's so difficult, right? So we just provide just one platform where you can do all the things very seamlessly. Yeah, so at the end, these are what you're doing usually, from recording, editing, analyzing, presentation, share, opponent analysis, and training. A lot of things to do, but we make your life easier with vPro. So it's gonna be a new trend. Now this kind of the workflow thing is gonna get more common. So thanks to our new concept that we introduced in this market, we are quite new in the US right now. So that's why probably some of you haven't heard of us. But at least in Europe and in Asia, we are becoming a new trend. So this is how we've grown up. Our paid customer is not just some demo customer or whatever like this. They are literally our customer, and we are working with a lot of top professional and also the associations. And another thing that we have is we have quite a wide spectrum of the customer. So not only the professional level, but down to the grassroots, we also have a package for them. So you can check it out with our booth. So, and another thing that we are so proud of is the customer success. So over the whole year, nearly the 88% of our paid customers have been using our services every week whenever they have a game. So Sorry, we founded this company. I'm originally from South Korea, and we started this business in South Korea. And I moved to London, and that's where our headquarters is right now. And again, we just starting our business in the US, so we are so excited about the massive potential in this market. And also, it's quite different than how US people are looking at soccer or sports, and also how Europeans are seeing sports. So we are also relearning how we're gonna satisfy our customers. So, and thanks to very early adopters, the forward-thinking clubs here in each category. So we are working with Charlotte FC in the MLS level, and we are here Cleveland Force in the youth sector, and also Southern State in the MPSL level, and last the Loyola University NCAA D1. So these are the forward-thinking clubs who adopt B Pro in the first place, and then we are going to make them happen and develop this market. So now I'm very glad to introduce our dear customer, Everett, and also here our colleague DJ. So they're gonna explain. Okay, you've heard a lot about me explaining our services, but now is the time that we can listen to our customer how we help their life. Thank you very much.
For you here, we want to make sure that you can see it in a way that's actionable for you. So the way that we see B Pro in the US is being able to scaffold youth player development as well as organize your workflows as technical directors, coaches, and interact both with your staff and players in a holistic nature. So sort of like a digital hub for your club. I have here someone who has believed in us from the beginning, and we've been able to work really closely with over the last several months. Everett Palache, Cleveland Force, an incredibly competitive, now USL Academy, USL League 2, and ECNL club based in Cleveland. Everett is the technical director, and the way that he's implemented and used B Pro to share game models, track and scaffold player development, benchmark players, and teach his staff has been something that we're using to model and teach in the US how B Pro can be implemented. So Everett, why don't you just go ahead and introduce yourself to start and what you've been doing.
Yeah, just to follow up on what you brought up, I'm Everett Palache, and now sporting director and technical director of Cleveland Force, and excited about the opportunity to continue to grow our club. Historically, I've been really blessed to do all the licensing here, and I've seen a lot of faces, and really blessed to have some people that I know here sitting in front of us and that have walked by to get all that licensing and know what it takes to do the work on a day-to-day basis. To get your work in with your film and teaching your staff and doing different things, and the amount of hours my own children would come in and say, hey Dad, are you done working on the film and cutting this, and getting into my coaches. So for me, it's been a journey to try and find a way to be more efficient with it. And my club tasked me with trying to drive our club into being more of an ECNL club, or be with USL, or create pathways to help young men or ladies go overseas. And the most important thing for me was, how do I make this efficient for a youth club? Because when I talk to my colleagues on the West Coast or down South, we all have the same barriers. We're all like, look, there's just not enough time in the day to get everything we need to go ahead and then teach the player, teach our coaching staff, and also provide an avenue to educate our parents. So for me, my journey has really been one of discovery and curiosity, which led me to B Pro to really kind of solve those problems as I go forward.
Everett, thank you. So now what we have up on the screen here is basically Everett's emulated profile. So in some real-time, real-life examples, we just want to see how you work your day-to-day workflow and the ways you're using B Pro to make your life easier, run your club, and also develop better players.
Yeah, no, and our coach of this team is actually here. I can see the big smile on his face because he likes the score of this particular game. The way that it really increased our workflow is that I was able to grab the data. I was able to see exactly what I'm looking for and take that information back to my coaches, but most importantly, get real-time information based on what the individual player did. So I'm not searching through other services that I've used before where I gotta watch the whole film, look for the specific kid, try and pull out that one entity, cut the film. It really comes to me as an individual here, as you'll see. If he clicks on one of the player actions, I believe, yep. and it will load up, and then I'm able to take a look at a very specific player. So if we pick Braden Lamb here, and we click onto his actual film, number 24 there, Luis, from the top right up there. Yep, there we go. It'll actually bring up information specifically to Braden's development. And this is a young man that a long time ago, people in my club were saying, hey, I don't think he's gonna cut it, but the data never lied. He was doing things just because he was a late developer that no other players were doing, and now I have real life information to take back to my staff to provide validity to what we were actually doing or what we were trying to say. So it took it from being a subjective opinion to an objective opinion that had real context behind it, not just for the sense of me as an individual saying I like this player, but because the player was doing the work both off the field and on the field and gave me a way to do that. As I look at this too, we were able to go, if you want to come back out of this, Luis, and go to the files named improv or library. So we all have to struggle with what does it mean to you? What is your real style of play? What does improvisation mean for me? It might be something different for somebody here sitting in the crowd today. But we were able to start looking at our data with the same lens and say, hey, this is what we categorize as improvisation. This is what we're looking for as far as creativity. So as you'll see, we had a young man here, as they kind of get into the box, we'll find chances that they'll kind of come in and show a bit of skill. They're going to show what we believe it to be. Same thing with our midfield play. I was able to break down the midfielder and say, hey, this is how we want them to function, how we want them to play. But most importantly, it was accessible. I'm not scrolling through hundreds of video or different data sets. I'm able to go to the specific player or context, meaning what are you looking for? You want your right back, left back, or anyone to do those different things. But it made my life, I can't tell you, so much easier. All this gray hair might actually go away one of these days.
So as you can see, as Everett's speaking through, what we want to highlight is the fact that he had ideas about players, the data verified it or kind of gave him more ideas about what to look into, but then he has the video context as well. So he's not just looking at static numbers, he's not just looking at things that don't make sense from a very spreadsheet type of presentation. You're able to have that video context. As we move out from individual player development and team development that you talked about, one of your tasks involves running a club holistically. So you have the very, very big task of conveying a player development model, a club game model, player philosophies, as well as communicating that with your players, parents, and staff. I know we spoke a lot about how BPro helps you do that. Could you speak a little bit about the filing system that we have and the library within BPro that allows you to sort of control your club in one place?
So for us as soccer individuals and working in the youth space is we're building a lot of alliances and relationships with organizations that are affiliating with us or working with us, down from the grassroots community program to our competitive tier to our high performance. What BPro was able to do for us was able to create a system, again, where I could build out the information that I want to share in those respective areas and to share specifically with those individual people for coaching clinics, player development, anything of that nature. It also became a scouting tool in many ways, because now once we had the video and the data, it allowed us to bring context, as we said earlier, to those individuals and say, hey, this type of player fits the game model that we're trying to build as we go forward. So the library system, again, gave us an ability to be more efficient. So when the work was being done, it didn't always have to be done by me. Since we're so big and I'm a technical director, I got to manage my staff. We got to do the strategic planning, move things forward, hiring great coaches. I was able to share this with individuals in my organization, so it's not complicated. They didn't have to learn something that was super new and out of this world, but able to just go in and see where the work that was already done, learn from the work that was done, work with a great organization like BPro that provides you great customer service, comes in to work with you, which I think is the biggest asset for me, is that I had people that were willing to work with us. So now I'm able to work from our grassroots section in our community programs to our competitive tier and create a holistic approach of like, how do we identify players and how do we develop those players so that when they get to me at the highest level or they get to my staff at the highest level, we're working from the same lens ultimately. So again, it just really came down to being efficient in that communication tool. I can speak directly with players. So now I'm not searching, having to send another text or do another task. I'm right inside the platform and I can communicate directly with that player or that family or whatever it be to say, hey, this is specific to you. And it doesn't matter where they lie in the organization, from the very top to the very grassroots. They've created a system that allows me to speak to everybody in a very simple way.
So obviously here, we're in our first year partnering with Cleveland Force. And as you can tell, Everett has implemented this in a number of ways. And as we work through the US market, we want to look ahead and start to think about how we can take these data sets and this player benchmarking and use it to drive holistic player development, not just club to club, but in the United States as a whole. We are such a large country, and so much of what we do is player ID, player development, but no one's able to tell you we use this database or we benchmark players with these KPIs. The long-term goal of B-Pro and for clubs like Cleveland Force, I think is something that Everett can speak to and something we've spoke with at length. So do you just want to give us a little bit of insight into where you see a platform like B-Pro and where you see the partnership going in terms of both your club and also the US soccer landscape?
Hopefully you saw my big nod and smile, because this is the part that really drives my passion and my emotion and my innovative side of what I'm thinking about. I think where this can go, and this will take our market, we have a league of like 20, 30,000 people and kids running around and playing. And we've always struggled to say, how do we make this objective, and how do I create an environment where I can see a player in the league, get film on them, and then we all have a conversation based on real numbers, so that if I do reach to a club that's overseas, for instance, and say, hey, here's real life data on this child over the last 10 years, and we benchmarked it, that becomes more valid to everyone involved in the conversation. So it's not just about my club or the club that we're running, but a high school program that's nationally recognized every single year, or a gentleman that I know that works really hard to build his own style of playing, his own methodology. How do we come to have a conversation that's now objective, so that I can go to his club and put up a camera that's portable, grab data on an individual player, never had to leave their club. And in our country, we're so about, oh my God, this is mine, I don't want to let you go. So now we don't have to do that. We can communicate with each other through this platform and then provide information as a unit back to these families to say, hey, we've worked together. That shows an alliance, that shows unity. And as we said, I've been blessed on the US soccer side to start doing talent identification on the women's side. And it's been sad, to be honest. I wish more people were here to hear what we were talking about, because we are so big and we all have our egos and we all want to have information and say this player is the best. But at the end of the day, it's an old boys club. You like a player, we're going to advocate for that player. But how do we make that information real and contextualized so that it's universal for all of us to get our best players to the highest level? Even if we can only do it in our neighborhood, like my dad taught me, take care of your neighborhood first. Once you take care of your neighborhood, the rest will work itself out, because that's what we're here for. We're here to take care of our players in Northeastern Ohio and hope to share that with others as we go forward. So the benchmarking system on a holistic level, to be a part of a league structure or an alliance of clubs, to provide objective information, to provide the most talented players an opportunity to reach their full potential. That is what our overall vision is, to be innovative and provide that service to our families and our players and our coaches as we move forward.
Everett, thank you so much. The insight that you provide has been invaluable for us as a company in the US, but also as we look to do things like this, I hope that we've given you a good idea about what B-Pro is, what we can provide in the United States market, and the way that we can help take your game to the next level. We are in the Innovation Hub at booth 1321. We're doing a free match of analysis competition. So if you want to come in, experience B-Pro through your own data sets, your own players, and your own lens, come talk to us. We can analyze a game for you, package it back, give you access, and run you through. I'm just going to pass it to Luis just to close down here and let him close out and speak through where we want to go in the US market. So thank you so much for joining, and I'll let Luis close.
Thank you so much, Everett, for your time, and it's a very valuable insight that how our system and platform can be used in the US. And also thank you, DJ, to make this everything very smoothly. So yeah, please visit our booth over there. Our guys will take you through our platform more in detail. And although I explained a lot about what we have, there are many things, but you don't necessarily use our camera system. You can upload your video. If you already have a video, you can just upload it. And then as he said, we provide one match free analysis, and then you can experience in the platform with your video, with your data. And thank you very much for your attendance, and looking forward to talking to you more in depth. Thank you so much.